Thank you. I appreciate it. My name is Joe Scarfone. I'm a social activist, a consultant, and a tech addict. This is the iRehab meeting, right? No? Okay. Anyway, I'm going to be talking to you guys about social change, and specifically how you can utilize 5 steps to start to create social change. As soon as my slides come up, I'll go ahead and get started. I'll do a little dance while we wait. All right, there we go. So yeah, so 5 steps to create change. I'm going to be talking to you guys about social change aspects and things like that, and how you can utilize some things to go ahead and create change here in Tampa Bay. So I'm a quotes guy, so I like to start off a lot of my presentations with quotes, and this one is by President Obama. A change is brought about because ordinary people do extraordinary things. Excuse me. And as we've seen here tonight, if people harness their passions and their creativity, truly amazing things can come from it. And social change is no exception to that. Change is something that is constant. It's going to happen whether we control it or not, but we may as well try to see if we can control it and lead the way in getting some issues out there that need to be taken care of. So there is a methodology to social change. Someone identifies a problem, such as SOPA. The problem is, well, it kind of screws over the free internet. The solution that people identified is, let's stop SOPA from passing. That gained momentum, as we've seen over the last few months, and especially yesterday, websites such as Wikipedia blacked out. So that momentum has led to change. Many of the proponents of SOPA have now reversed their stance and are now opposing SOPA. So they are losing sponsorships, which is very good. There's also a formula to change taking place. You kind of got to figure out the amount of the dissent that is going for a specific issue, the vision on how to change that problem or that issue, and the cost, meaning the personal cost, financial cost, emotional cost, etc. If all those equal out to being greater than the resistance against change, then change can be successful. There are several ways that people utilize, there are several tactics that people utilize to create change. One of them is street activism. A prime example of that is the Occupy movement, where they are literally living in the streets to get their message out there. This is a way that social change can move forward. Social media activism. A lot of people refer to this as slacktivism, because the theory is that if you can click one button to get a message out there, well, then that's not really doing anything. I disagree with that. I think that social media activism is a huge part of social change moving forward. There's also political action, the good old go ahead and talk to your legislators to try to get them to pass a law or not pass a law. And if they don't do it, try to kick their butts out of office. Now, if all these things don't happen, if all these things don't create change, then all hell breaks loose and we have a revolution, which is what happened in Egypt, Libya, and several other countries in the Middle East. Revolution is when the people decide we're not going to take it anymore and we're going to go ahead and take change into our hands. We don't want to get to that. So now that I've kind of given you guys the science and the methodology a little bit about social change, I'm going to go into the 5 steps. These are by no means the only things to get you going into social change, but they are kind of the basic framework of how you can go ahead and create social change. So step 1 is to identify. You want to identify a problem that you see in the community and a solution to that problem. This could be anything that you're passionate about, anything that you see in the community that needs changing. Now that you have that clear vision, you want to engage people to gain a following. This is so that you can get a core group behind you. Use things like social media, your personal networks, your offline networks, because believe it or not, there is a world off of the computers, even though that, as I said, I need to be at iRehab. And then when you go ahead and once you've got that group engaged, you then empower them. You need to give them authority over something. You need to make them feel like they are a part of this movement that you're trying to create. Otherwise, they're not going to follow you. Then you need to amplify it. That's when you go back to social media and you go ahead and utilize the social media activism to get your message out there even more to the general public. This is where you get the masses behind you. And then after your amplification of your issue, you need to go ahead and mobilize. This is where you get the general public to support you. This is through online petitions. This is through letter writing campaigns, things like that, that this way you can mobilize that base of people that you have, both your core and the general public, to go out there and get that mission going. If all these things fall into line, then you have success. You will create change at some level. Whether it be a small change or a huge change, you've accomplished a goal. Now, there's a lot of passions in this room, as we've seen tonight. And really, any kind of change, as I mentioned, is in our hands. If you see an issue in the community, whether it be small or big, I challenge you to take those first steps to go ahead and create that change. Because if you don't do it, no one will. And I want to go ahead and close on another quote. We must remember that one determined person can make a significant difference, and that a small group of determined people can change the course of history. I see a large group of determined people here tonight, and I really think that we can change the course of history if we all work together. Thank you.